Yo, it's your boy Marcus, aka Just One Marcus on the Just One Marcus channel, and today I'm going to be doing a behind the beat for my most popular beat, Everybody Dies. Alright, so to start off, I need to give you the backstory of how this beat was inspired. So in September 2019, my grandmother passed away, and she was the first person in my life that I've been close with that passed away, so I didn't really know how to deal with it. And on top of that, Mac Miller, who was one of the most inspirational artists to me getting into music and also just in general throughout my whole life doing music. It was 1 year since he passed, I think 10 days before my grandma passed away. So I was already a bit depressed because of that, and I just wanted to get what I was feeling out through music. And so I think the day that I found out my grandmother had passed away, or even the day after, I ended up creating this beat. But what I didn't intend was to release it and put it out on YouTube for other people to use and see, and on my website. I actually had created my own original song with the beat, but the song was very personal and I didn't feel like sharing what was said in the song with other people. It was kind of just a therapeutical thing, writing it to get my feelings out and help me deal with the situation. So then I ultimately decided that there's definitely a bunch of people that go through what I was feeling all the time, whether they've gone through it in the past or they're gonna go through it in the future. And so it was then that I decided that I'm gonna finish just the beat and then release it on YouTube and on my website for other people to use, so it can help them get through whatever they're going through, and people that they're close to, or people that they admire, or people that inspired them, or just whoever passes away, and they need an outlet to let out how they're feeling. Now that the depressing backstory is out of the way, let's get into how I actually created this beat. Alright, so the first thing I did was go on Splice, and I was going through like guitar samples in a minor key and just listening to them until one of them just like hit me and resonated with how I was feeling in that moment. And I finally found one and then played around with the pitch to find a pitch that resonated with how I was feeling even more. And this is what the guitar sample sounds like. After I found the guitar sample, I started playing in some drums. So first I started off with the kick, and it goes like this. Then I added a snare. Next, I layered a clap with the snare. After that, I added a rim shot to hit on the off beats, but then also layer on the on beats as well with the clap and the snare, and it goes like this. Now together with everything so far, it goes like this. Next, I added some hi-hats and an open hat, and they both go like this together with everything else. After that, we come to our last element of the drums, other than these reverse cymbals and crashes that I added later. But I went to Splice again and just found this shaker loop on there that I thought complemented everything else really well, and this is what it finally sounds like with all the drums together. Now we move on to one of my favorite parts, which is the bass. So I found a one-shot bass sample off of Splice and then turned it into an instrument in Ableton using a simpler, and this is what I played. And now here's what all the main elements sound like together with the guitar, the bass, and all the drums. Now for my most favorite part of the beat, we move on to the last instrument other than these transition symbols right here, which is the cello. So here's what I played for the cello part. Playing that cello part was my favorite part of the beat because although playing the drums let out the rhythm of, I guess, how I was feeling, and then the bass let out some of like the emotion that I was feeling, the cello just like perfectly resembled the mood that I was feeling at the time. And especially once I layered it, which I'll show you right now, all of it together just perfectly embodied what I wanted to let out, and it felt so good just sitting there and listening back to it after, and it honestly made me feel so much better. So like I said, I had this main low cello that I played first, but then I added in this mid layer of it, which sounds like this together. Then finally I added the last high layer, which really brings it all together, and it goes like this. Now for the last part that I've been holding off on so long because it's just kind of there as a transitional piece to go into the chorus. It's this reverse cymbal and crash, which go like this. And finally, all together, we ended up with this. That's gonna be it for the behind my beat of my most popular beat, Everybody Dies. It's so crazy to me that I was making this as just like a therapeutical song for myself, and then I decided to release it for other people to hear and use, like I said in the intro, and it ended up becoming my most popular beat. I think it has like 470,000 views, and I did zero promotion on it anywhere. And I guess this is just a perfect example of letting the music speak for itself, and people will gravitate towards it, which is definitely something that I think is good to know that can still happen these days. If you want to hear this beat in full, I'm going to leave a link below to the original video of it. Other than that, leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Leave a comment if you have any feedback or just anything you want to comment on about this video. I'm going to try to upload on here every Wednesday, but I've also got my beat channel, which I'm going to link down below if you want to check out my most recent beats and stay updated with those every week. And I've also got a hobby channel where I open trading cards and talk about trading cards, which I'll start doing more in the future. But yeah, both of those channels will be linked down below if you want to go check them out. And yeah, that's gonna be it. Peace.